Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cape Quest. We still have some time while Alex finishes up the quest that I must once again stress is not real, and cannot hurt me. So we're gonna kill some time stealing from ham members. We've got the Cave Goblin quests coming up, so it'd be nice to have those out of the way before we have to do any of it. Got 4 uncut diamonds.
Nice.
I'm gonna hold on to those.
Yeah, I do remember the crane game giving actually pretty good rewards, like on par with the pinball game.
And then I immediately steal some logs off a ham member.
Why were these holds up a pile of lumber? Why
Yeah.
was this in your pocket?
Yeah, exactly. Where did this come from?
Speaking of things that are bigger on the inside than they are on the outside, I don't know how much I actually care, but David Tennant's back to playing the Doctor for like 3 episodes.
Oh.
Yep. And Donna is back as his companion. Woo!
What?
Here's my controversial hot
Wait,
take.
what?
She was definitely the best of the bunch.
You're right. But yeah, David Tennant is now the 10th and 14th Doctor.
That's lame. Like, Graham, how controversial do you want me getting on your stream right now?
Go for it.
Like, they cast the first woman and then the first black doctor, and then immediately like, oh wait, this is way too diverse for the British fucking Isles.
I think it is David Tennant is the incarnation of the Doctor between because I can't remember his name, but the guy, the African American, stupid brain, the black guy they cast as the Doctor has not been the Doctor yet.
Okay.
Like it's like a 3-episode special series bridging the gap between what's her face and the next Doctor.
That still feels like a blatant attempt to bring back viewers.
It is. You're right. It's still Steve Moffat, and Steve Moffat is.
I could hear you holding back.
Stephen Moffat is really good at writing individual episodes when someone else is running the show. He has written some of the best single episodes of Doctor Who of all time.
Yes, but he hasn't written those in a very long time.
That is true. That is very true.
That is why I dropped the show about 4 seasons in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, somebody dropped a ham cloak on the ground, and I'm an Ironman, so I can't pick it up.
Rip.
Yeah, I wouldn't sit down with Steve Moffat to a nice dinner, like a nice family dinner, because I wouldn't want to be a part of that conversation.
It's okay. I immediately managed to pickpocket a cloak, and also my music has stopped for some reason.
It's just like, so Steven, you wrote Blink and then never did that again. Why is that?
Yeah.
Or The Empty Children.
Yeah, you wrote just some of the best TV. How? how you go from this to this? Because didn't Steve Moffat also write Sherlock?
Yes, I think so. Maybe.
Pretty sure, but all I know about Sherlock is that
yes,
I'm pretty sure, according to Benedict Cumberbatch, the fact that the charging area on my phone is such a mess is due to my crippling alcoholism rather than the fact I am just clumsy.
I saw a really funny examination of why BBC Sherlock doesn't work. Like why Sherlock Holmes himself does not function in a modern setting. And it's basically boils down to what Sherlock Holmes does is he used like primitive forensics. He was just smart enough and knowledgeable enough to kind of pull off a little bit of baby forensics, and that most people didn't know and didn't understand and didn't believe. And he just gathered evidence and he looked at things and was smart. And in modern times, it doesn't make sense to have one because we have actual forensic science now. That just does what Sherlock does, but with like a greater degree of accuracy.
Oh god, Sherlock has become the we have forensic science at home.
It's funny that you should mention that, because for some reason I was thinking about CSI earlier today. And what a mess that show was.
Graham, it's on streaming services, and I really want to watch it.
No, wait, hang on. I want those logs because I can use them to make a longbow. And then immediately drop the unstrung longbow.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to us just haphazardly pickpocketing from these people for a long time, and then mushing all of our ham gear together in the vain hopes that we somehow have like 6 sets of ham gear.
Oh yeah, you're telling me. I'm sitting here, I've got 2 tops, a bottom, a cloak, and a hood in my inventory, and I still have not found a second ham logo. Madam, why were you carrying raw anchovies in your pocket?
Family tradition. Also, I just finished the quest.
Yeah, it's interesting you should mention the forensic science thing, Connor, because I remember having a conversation with a friend once where they pointed out that the big problem with BBC Sherlock is their terribly written mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have an interesting setup. They have an interesting setup, and then an obvious red herring solution, and the actual solution is based on information the audience is never given until it is revealed.
Yup.
I'm still in the kitchen, but yes, thank you. That's exactly it.
Yeah, and that's the Steve Moffat effect. It's great for something like Doctor Who, where the audience doesn't really expect to know everything. Where they're just, like, Doctor Who is a show where you can just throw random crap at the wall, plot-wise, and then the audience will go, yeah, sure, absolutely. That makes sense. Because Doctor Who's not trying to really be a mystery show. It's a sci-fi adventure show. We don't... But it is just... It's a writing style that I don't think works very well for most of the new Sherlock episodes.
No.
And I hate it.
Yeah, my favorite example of that is the one where somebody's killed with a boomerang. You are literally never made aware that there is a boomerang in play until the big reveal at the end.
Just, there's a boomerang in play, repeat, there's a boomerang in play.
Yeah, like, the character sees it and uses that information in the reasoning throughout the episode, but you were never made aware of that.
Boomerang?
Yeah, exactly.
A boomerang.
So...
That entire episode is my least favorite, like, in the series. The show gets far stupider later on, but at least it doesn't ruin, like, canon Sherlock characters. What they did to Irene Adler is unforgivable.
You're right.
I don't remember too much of that. Then again, I was never really into Sherlock, like BBC's Sherlock.
That's because the first season was decently good and then slowly got worse, but people were invested because of Benedict Cumberbatch and what's his name?
Martin Freeman.
Thank you, Bilbo.
Okay, drop that. Drop that.
So far, Graham, I'm ashamed to admit the sum total of my ham gear is 1 bottom and 3 hoods.
We're really bad at this, aren't we?
Oop. 2 robe bottoms and 3 hoods.
Alright, so we're gonna have like 7 robe bottoms and 12 hoods by the end of this.
Mm-hmm.
And exactly 6 logos.
Yeah.
7 bottoms, not enough tops. I've had problems like this before.
I was trying to avoid making a joke like that.
Really?
Was
Why?
Too,
I'm in the chat, Graham.
Now I regret avoiding those jokes. The drop rates on any piece of the ham gear all seems to actually be pretty low. Just look, I want to leave. I want to go and like heal and get food from the bank, but they just keep throwing me in prison instead of throwing me out. And then I'm just like, well, I'm still here.
It is a 1% drop rate.
I don't believe it.
From the members.
Do male and female ham members have the same drop rate?
Yeah, it seems like they... I know they have different drop tables, but they have the same drop rate
yeah.
for this.
Because it used to be they required different thieving levels, but
I think they still do.
no, they've rolled them
Oh
into
yeah,
one.
no, they're just ham followers now.
15.
Okay, cool. So they may not even have different drop tables anymore.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
Don't forget to polish your buttons.
Yeah, but like not in public. What, Graham? What do you want from me?
I don't know. I don't know what I expected.
If the answer to that question isn't the worst, then you don't really know us, Graham.
You know what? That's fair.
I'm your younger brother. This is literally in my job description. I signed a contract.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Anchovies. Wait, I'll live a little bit longer. Unless I burn them. I burned them.
Yum, enjoy your burned anchovy. That just sounds like the worst.
I actually do like anchovies in the right situation. They're very tasty.
I have never tried them, to be perfectly honest.
They are good in the right setting.
You like Caesar dressing, don't you?
Yes, but I actually heard recently that most of them don't include anchovies, including the original recipe.
But I have had Caesar with anchovies and it's delicious, so... It's the same idea. It's just salty and sour and then just a little bit fishy. It's really good.
Yeah. They add a lot of umami to stuff in general.
Bonk. Please throw me out of the camp. Never mind, I'm in jail again. I'm in jail and at 3 hit points. I might die.
Eat food.
I don't have any. Does anyone have any anchovies or raw chicken they don't want?
No, I've been getting nothing but pickaxes and axes.
Wait, did you drop those gloves?
No, those just showed up underneath me.
Oh.
Let me check if they are one of ours. Nope, someone else dropped them. Hooray, I just hit 34 thieving.
I am not that far behind you. Ow. 2 hit points. Let's go.
Can you die from failing thieving?
1 hit point. Let's go.
Connor
yes, you can.
seems determined to find out.
Back to 1 hit point. Do I actually let myself die? No, because that feels like that's going to sidetrack what we're trying to do for a while. Actually, wait, I'll just respawn in Lumbridge.
Connor, what we're doing right now is sidetracking what we're going to do for a while.
Well, let's find out. Yes. Yes, you can.
Oh boy.
Man, I can't believe Connor died thieving. Who does that?
I got beaten to death by ham members. That's just the saddest death I can think of.
After we got tired of trying to steal magenta-colored robes, we decide to move on to the next quest, which means we need to speak to Sigmund, the Duke's advisor. He tells us that there was recently some damage to the castle's basement, and he suspects that some monsters were behind it. So he tasks us with going around town and asking people what they may have seen.
Why would you say that? Ham. Sorry, what?
Were you just clearing your throat there, Connor? It sounded like you said the word ham.
Nah, couldn't have been me. I would never accuse someone of something so vile.
Do you know what happened in the castle cellar?
Yep, thank you. That
Oh,
was
good
great.
talk.
Yep. Yeah. I remember having to talk to more people.
Wait, did he tell you guys about the goblin?
Yeah.
He didn't tell me.
Nope, he did not tell me.
Oh, I just got really lucky then. That explains it.
Mhm.
Yep, he just told me that dust got all over his ingredients and then told me to fuck off.
That does
Wow,
sound
yeah,
like
weird.
Lumbridge Cook. With the evidence in hand, we head back to the Duke to report what we've discovered. It takes him some convincing, but he does eventually allow us to go down into the basement and unclog the tunnel to see what we can find. After all, it is a goblin we're talking about, and as everybody knows, goblins are dangerous. Yes, definitely. Interesting. So, it seems like there are a lot of mini-quests that aren't on the checklist. So we may be working those in somewhere. Since a lot of them seem to be dealing with the Majorat.
That thing that Alex doesn't know about yet.
Yeah, that thing Alex hasn't seen yet. Well, I mean, technically, he's seen it once.
It's true. Technically, didn't we fight one?
Very technically, yes.
Look, for about 60% of this, Alex has been a passenger in his own body, so...
that's fair. Yeah, the Majorat stuff are the closest thing that Old School RuneScape has to, like, a main storyline.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because RuneScape pioneered or at least mostly pioneered the, like, local problems over big world-ending threats. But there's one big world-ending threat in there. After clearing the rubble in the basement, we find the beginnings of what appears to be a rather complex tunnel system supported by actual bone structures. Definitely speaks to some form of craftsmanship beyond what the Duke expects from goblins. We also find a brooch on the ground, but we're not really sure too much of that. However, fortunately, we do know the best place to go get some information: the local library. Our trip to the library helps us locate a book listing goblin symbols, and it appears that the brooch comes from the tribe known as the Dorgashun, or the Tribe of Strong Spears. Of course, it doesn't really list any more information about that, so we're going to need to find another source to see what we can uncover about this mystery goblin tribe. And you know what that means. It's time to go pay our favorite pair of bumbling idiots a visit.
Goblin Village. It's the fastest way to get to the Goblin Village.
Walking, I think. Okay, if we wanted to be... Never mind, there's a river there. And there's also a mountain there. I was going to suggest crossing the Wilderness Trench and just running along that, and then I realized why that was a bad idea. So do not do that one.
You know, I won't.
Speaking to the general's bent nose and wart face does actually shed some light on the history of the Dorgashun. It seems that back during the God Wars, they defied a direct order from the goblins' big high war god, or maybe they lost a fight, they're honestly not sure which, and they were exiled underground as punishment. Of course, that was thousands of years ago, and no one really knows what happened to them after that. But the two generals suggest that we greet them with a traditional goblin greeting. Or maybe a war salute to let the goblins know that they won the God Wars. Given the state of the world, I strongly suspect that isn't the case, but we do learn both emotes just in case. One of them will probably be the one we're looking for. And it probably won't be the salute. Armed with our new knowledge and our new dances, it's time to head into the tunnels in the cellar and see if we can make contact with the goblin tribe. Ah, how nice of them to give us the, to give us the path in the, like, most obnoxious, hardest to miss way possible.
Wow, I actively cannot see anything else around it, save for that blue line.
Yes, it is pretty great. So, just to fill you in on what happens if you don't follow this line, Alex, oh, it actually does tell you. Yeah, you fall into a hole in the ground and start taking rapid damage from... you basically get eaten by a crew. I think that's the easiest way to say it. Yeah. And,
doesn't it break your light source if you fall in?
Well, depends on which light source you're using. For us, absolutely.
Imagine doing this quest without a map. Or without this line.
There is a way to do it. And it's not just trial and error.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to look for the symbol of the Dorgashun. But fortunately, we have this obnoxious line that is going to get us to the end safely. Following the obnoxious blue line to the end of the tunnels leads us to the Cave Goblin Mines, and greeting the foreman with the goblin bow, He lets us know that breaking into the Lumbridge basement was an accident and that they are very sorry and they mean us no ill will. So, all's well that ends well, right? Time to go back and report to the Duke. Unfortunately, upon returning to the Duke, we find out that apparently the goblins stole some silverware from the castle basement after they broke in, and at Sigmund's urging, the Duke is ready to go to war over some silverware. I don't think I can properly stress enough how absolutely insane that is to be willing to declare war on people you quite literally just found out existed because somebody is telling you they stole some silverware. However, we're able to pickpocket a key from Sigmund and find some ham robes in his personal belongings. Ham, of course, standing for humans against monsters, so he clearly has an extra agenda here, shall we say. The Duke doesn't quite just believe it, so we'll need to try to find some more evidence to prove that, yeah, of course Sigmund is the person who stole the silverware. Like, come on now. Of course, we do find the silverware in the ham hideout. Sigmund gets his long overdue firing, and after a quick trip back down into the mine, we're able to get the Duke of Lumbridge and the head of the cave goblins together to meet, and peace is restored. For now, at least. Anyway, as far as we're concerned, that is quest complete. I hope you enjoyed this first look at the cave goblins, and don't worry, we'll see our friends again before too long here. But for now, that's where we're going to end it. As always, if you want to catch us live, we're on Twitch every Monday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time, and currently we are in the process of gearing up to take on the Troll Romance and Dragon Slayer 1 quests, so expect a lot of death, but it should be a good time regardless. Anyway, thank you again so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great week, and I will catch you in the next one.